with legendary trainer Bozy Ennis. It's good.
You got the best hand, my brother. How you feel?
No, man, I'm chilling, man. What you got going on today?
Nothing, just training the guys, keeping them in shape, you know what I mean? Keep them off the street, give them something to do, you know what I mean? Occupy their mind, you know.
How has COVID affected boxing training or just gym life in general?
Well, I would say it affected a lot of people all different kinds of ways, but we was real careful here, you know what I mean, with that, you know what I mean? With the COVID, you know what I mean? But a lot of people, this affected them a lot of bad ways, man, where they thought they was in good shape, and when they went out there, they got tested here, and when they went out there, they got tested out there, tested negative, tested positive, it's tested positive. And, and a lot of fights fell out that way. So, I mean, it's a bad thing, though. It's really bad, man. You know, I ain't too much I can say about it. You know what I mean? But we try to keep everything clean in here, you know what I mean? And make sure people that comes here, you know, make sure they was tested. You know what I mean? Show me your papers, or show me something on the phone that said that you was tested. You know what I mean? Because we can't afford it, because a couple people in here had it, you know?
Do you ever see boxing going back to the old way, or do you think this is going to be the new?
Man, no telling, man, what these people doing, man. No telling what's going to happen. This world is just in a shambles right now, man. I don't know. I can't foresee, you know. I wish I could, but I hope it get back to the way it used to be, you know.
Your son is probably the top welterweight prospect or the top prospect in boxing.
Well, you know, really, he's not a prospect. He's a contender.
Oh yeah, he's a contender now because he just fought for a belt.
Yeah, he's a contender, and he fought for it before. He always, to me, he always is a contender instead of a prospect. You know.
But he's looking like he's the next guy.
Right.
What's next?
Well, you know, we've been making phone calls and calling people out, and it's up to the people to accept the, you know, when we call them out. You know what I mean? It's up to the fighters. You know what I mean? A lot of fighters don't want to fight it. You know what I mean? Like, you know the saying, high risk, no reward. You know what I mean? So
eventually somebody's gonna have to step up,
yeah.
right? But why is it so hard? Do you think they know what the outcome's going to be and they just want a crazy amount of money, or?
Well, some of them like that. You know, the order to fight my son. A lot of them want money. You know what I mean? He want a lot of money. You know what I mean? So I can understand where they're coming from, though. You know what I mean? Just like they said, you know, if I fight him, I want this certain amount of money. Oh yeah, because like I said, high risk, no reward. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? You know, if I can get a lot of money from fighting, I'll do the same thing. You know what I mean? You know, it's not that it's not that the fighters are scared. People always talk, oh, he's scared to fight this guy. He's scared. Man, ain't no fighter scared to fight nobody, man. You know what I mean? You know, it's business. You know, like I tell everybody, it's business, man. It's like, you know, it's nothing personal. It's business. You know, you got to get as much as you can get. You know what I mean? Especially if you're on your way out. You know. So, like I tell everybody, there's no fighter out there to me, and I've been in this game for a long time, that's scared of another fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were a fighter and a trainer.
Yes, I did both, yes.
So what is it like being on both sides?
Well, what it's really like is it's a beautiful thing, because they got two of the same world. I mean, I box and I train. So reason why these fighters believe in me, because I get in there and teach them and show them that I can do the stuff that I'm trying to tell y'all what to do. See, a lot of times, you know, I had a guy a long time ago. I tell him to do something. He said, can you do it? I said, yeah, I can do it. You know what I mean? He said, well, let me see you do it. I get in and do it. You know what I mean? And show him. He said, oh man, you all right, man. You know, like that. See, what I do, I teach inside and I can teach outside. You know what I mean? And what I mean is that I can teach inside the ring and outside the ring. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of fighters believe in me, because what I teach, I can do. Simple as that, you know what I mean?
Do you still spar with your fighters?
Oh, you know I still do that. You asked me that. You know I do.
Yeah, the fans don't know.
Yeah. I'll be 65 in February. 65 years old in February.
Now, what do you attribute that to? Eating right, still exercising?
Man, I thank God. It's a blessing, man. You know, that I can still be able to do what I do. I still, it's all in His hands, man. And I try to eat right. I'm like everybody else. I sneak and eat this and eat that, but But eating in moderation.
Do you feel like you can be an effective trainer without boxing first? Like, do you have to be, in order to be a good trainer, did you have to be a boxer first?
No. I think that's better. It's better that way. But there's a lot of guys that I know never boxed a day in their life was good trainers, but they learn from a good trainer. See, you know what I mean? So if you learn from a good trainer, you can be a good trainer without boxing, without being a boxer. Excuse my language, without being a boxer or being a fighter. You know what I mean? You can learn from somebody, and if you're dedicated to it, you can really pick up a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? But I really, like I would tell anybody, most of the fighters today will prefer a trainer that fought before, because he know how he feel and he know what to do. You know what I mean? In different situations.
How did you get into boxing?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. How I got into boxing, because I was from the street. I was a good street fighter. I'm from Brickyard, the gang, from up there. But I never gang war. But I didn't mind giving out fat ones and something like that, or fighting. I love to fight, but I didn't like to jump nobody or in the gang or nothing like that. You know what I mean? My family used to run the whole Brickyard back in the day. You know what I mean? But how I got into boxing is I went over to the gym one day, and I went over there for one reason. And I just went over there that day, and I went over there to learn how to use my left hand, because all the guys fight on the southpaw side.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we wouldn't use the left hand; we used the right hand. And so I went over to the gym really to learn how to use my left hand. You know what I mean? But when I went over there one day, and I boxed this kid that had been boxing for 5 years on the orthodox side, and I beat him up. So I said, man, let me try this out. So I stayed in the gym, worked my left hand. That was all she wrote. I stayed in the gym. I was boxing everybody. I'm boxing everybody, man. I boxed Cyclone Hard. I boxed Willie the Worm, Monroe. I boxed Bobby Watts.
Damn.
I boxed all them older guys. They was a few years older than me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Were they already pros? They were already established?
Yeah, they was pros. Now, and matter of fact, when I was boxing them, I think I was, okay, I might have turned pro. Because I turned pro in 1976. But yeah, I boxed up. Matter of fact, I boxed Saad Muhammad. I boxed a lot of them guys, man. And I boxed Eddie Gregory. That's Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, when he was Eddie Gregory. In that same gym, my old dungeon. All the good fighters used to come in that dungeon, man. I boxed all them guys, man. And that's how I got into the boxing thing, because I was a street fighter. You know what I mean? I used to love to fight, man, in the streets. I had guys coming from jail trying me.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? Guys from my way, they used to, you know what I mean, got locked up and come home, they was boxing in jail. They used to come home and try me. Yeah. I used to have fun back then, man. And this is what I try to tell these guys, man. The guys today that's boxing, if you're from the street and you box, a street guy would take it to another level when he's fighting for a title, for whatever. But if a guy just, came into the gym and never from the streets, and he's like, what would you say? All we had things his way. You know what I mean? People bought him this, bought him that. You know what I mean? Or like silver spoon, whatever you want to say, something like that. Them guys, majority of them won't take it to another level. But a street guy, so used to being in the street, fighting and rumbling and all that, they'll take it to another level because they're used to that. They're used to that fight. So if they fight for a world title, they're going to fight till they can't fight no more. That's the referee going to stop the fight. You know what I mean? That's what I tell them. I tell them the difference between a street fighter, you know what I mean, and a guy that turned professional from the street, and a guy that, never was in the street and just switched, straight to the, title or whatever. You know what I mean? He's not going to take it to another level.
Is that why a lot of star boxers, kids, when they try to box, they never quite live up to expectations?
That's right, because they wasn't from the streets. They wasn't in the streets. You know what I mean? Like back in the day where, you had to fight all the time. You know what I mean?
Like a Chavez Jr.
Yeah. He's another one. Yeah. You know what I mean? He had to do nothing. He wasn't nothing like his father. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I try to tell all the guys today, man. That if you come from the street and poverty and all that stuff and that hard time coming up, man, once you start fighting and you get to a level where you get ready to fight for a title or even it ain't got to be a world title, but some kind of, you gonna fight.
You can't teach that hunger, can you?
No. Can't teach that, man. Can't teach that. And you can't give nobody no heart, because you see a lot of these fighters today. As long as they beating on you, they fine. When you start beating on them, everything changes, man.
What is it like getting hit with a big shot, or maybe getting knocked down? Have you ever been knocked down?
I've been knocked down one time.
What is that like?
But it wasn't really nothing, because when you're in condition, you'll get back up and shake it off. You know what I mean? But you got to be in condition, man, to take them type of shots. That's only one time in my life I've been knocked down. You know what I mean? That was back in, matter of fact, it was a pro fight too.
It was a pro fight?
Yeah. And I really beat him, but they gave it to him because he was from Sugar Ray Leonard's training camp.
Oh, he's a Maryland guy?
Huh?
He was a Maryland guy?
Yeah, he was one of Sugar Ray Leonard's fighters.
Okay.
Yeah. But taking a punch, man. See, I'm not, like I tell my guys, they be asking me, can this guy punch and all that? I don't know, man. I'm not in the game to take punches, man. It's like Boosie tell me. I tell Boosie, I said, man, that boy can punch, man. Boosie said, no, I don't know, man. I said, Boosie, you gonna say that about everybody because you don't get hit flush with them shots. But that boy can punch. You know what I mean? That's what I tell all them guys, man. Yeah, if you don't get hit by him, you gonna say, no, I don't know. If you get hit in the shoulder, you can tell when somebody can punch, man. I don't care what they say, man.
Now, there's like I guess a age-old adage where they say you can't teach power.
Yeah.
So power has to come natural.
Well, see, you can. I think you can. You can teach. It's all in your body, man. You got to sit down and turn your shots properly. You know what I mean? But you got to practice this stuff. Practice and practice and practice. You know what I mean? But see, a lot of them guys, that they say can't punch. You know what I mean? I see a couple guys that say can't punch. I see them knock somebody out. To me, speed is power. You know what I mean? The punch that you don't see knocks you out. Not the punches that you got a strong guy punching hard. You can tense your body off of that. You know what I mean? But a guy saying, throwing them coming, and man, I didn't see that shot. That's what knocked you out. That's like a bullet from a gun. You know what I mean? Same thing. But a lot of people say you can't teach power, but I think you can if you started off from the beginning, like when they was younger. You know what I mean? You can teach them then, but I don't know about when they get older what you got to do. But it's all in your hips and shoulders, man, and your feet. You know what I mean? Turn your shots properly, man, and sitting down with them shots.
What about those guys that knock people out with like arm punches? That's just natural, just strength.
When they knocking out with arm punches?
Yeah, like you ever see the guy that doesn't really punch properly?
Yeah.
Like maybe like a Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, he's naturally strong. That's what it is. He's real strong. Any smack you can knock you out. So, you know what I mean? He's not even throwing the punches properly a lot of times. And still knock you out. So that's strength. That's natural strength. All that's natural, man.
Now, I noticed that the guys with like the skinny, wiry frames punch the hardest.
Why
is that?
They punches, man. They ain't nothing but bones. They punches, man. Look at Thomas Hearn.
Yeah.
Punching power, man. Who else was like that? Mike McCullough. You know what I mean? What you call him too? My man. Deontay Wilder trainer. He used to be his trainer. He ain't even no more.
Mark Breland?
Mark Breland was another knockout. You know what I mean? I think you want to say extend them arms, that's where their power is behind once you get the extension on it. And then you shift your shoulders the proper way. You know what I mean? Yeah, but them guys is punches, man. You know what I mean? But like Marvin Hagler, he wasn't no puncher. Them guys are no punch, but they get you with accumulation of punches. See, I don't care who you fight, and they tell me this boy can't punch. If that guy keep on hitting you on that same spot, eventually that spot gonna get weak, and he'll be able to take you out. If you get hit that same spot. That's what I tell everybody.
Now, speaking of Marvin Hagler, were you in the camps with Bobby Watts and Willie Monroe when they fought him?
No. This was after. This is after that.
Okay.
That was after that. Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that Philadelphia fighters were the first guys to give him his losses.
Yeah.
Why do opponents struggle with the Philadelphia style?
Well, you know, Philly got some of the best fighters in the world, man. And the old saying, if you make it through Philly, you can make it through anywhere. And that's the truth, man. And they always had good fighters. Like today, they still got them, but some of them don't take it to another level though. You know what I mean? Some of them just in there, they say that they box and all that stuff, and but once they put their mind to it and start training hard and do what they're supposed to do, ain't too many people beating them Philly fighters, man. You know what I mean? Especially if you got the right people behind you, it's pushing you, I think Philly is one of the greatest fighting city there is, man.
Now, Floyd made the shoulder roll, I guess, famous, but we know it's the Philly shell, right?
It came from here.
So is that something that every gym teaches, or is
everybody tries to learn that, but you know what I mean? Most of the people from Philly that do it is like natural. You know what I mean? Georgie Benton is the main one that started that stuff. You know what I mean? All the stuff that I do, it was automatic. But I started doing, I didn't copy off of nobody. Slipping and catching and working on defense, all that. Nobody never taught me that. I picked that up on my own because I don't like getting hit. I'm not scared of getting hit though, but I don't like getting hit. So when you don't like getting hit, you're gonna work on that on your defense to the team, man. You know what I mean?
So is that what you teach defense first?
Oh no, well see, what I teach first is how to walk and throw punches, how you step properly from the beginning. And when you step in properly with your feet, you know what I mean? And using your jab when you're stepping and all that stuff. I took you to a drill, man, for a while, man, for weeks and weeks with drills. To learn how to walk, know how to step, know how to dance. You know what I mean? That's the most proper thing to do when you start from the beginning. Not just get on there and start hitting the bag and get in the ring and start boxing. When you start that, throwing them guys in the ring and boxing, them guys leave the gym because you're not teaching them nothing. You just throw them in the gym, in the ring and see what they got before you even teach them the proper way.